hope you will feel the same way. There's a lot of hints in the title of the program. It says here and now. What I meant by that was it's about living composers that are still around and composing with us right now. In fact, this is the most amazing thing. People, you're living in an amazing little town. Let me tell you something. We have 4 composers in the choir. And a rarer bird is a living poet who's also in the choir. Usually, if you look at history and composers that create music with words, they get words from poets that have been long gone. So we're lucky we still have him. That's still producing a lot of words for us. So he's a huge inspiration to this concert, and I will tell you details as we go. The one thing that I just want you to understand is that the creation of music is an awesome feat. It's really very difficult. I actually studied composition for a while, and I said, oh my God, it's too stressful. So being able to create something and then have to communicate to the audience is really a wonderful experience. And I think you're going to feel and understand how beautiful what I call modern classical music is. That's my term I use for music that still uses kind of harmonic structures that were already predated, like with Bach and Mozart and Rachmaninoff, but kind of modernized. In fact, a lot of the music that you're going to hear today has been influenced by more modern kind of music, like jazz, hip-hop, rock, that kind of thing. But there's still a sense of what we call harmonic structure that will make sense to the audience. So, our first composition is actually by our own Joe Cooney. And what I want our composers to do that are actually here to come out and actually talk about their inspiration and why they actually composed this music. Joe, please come out here. Thank you.
So I'll just say a few words about what you're about to hear, the song you're about to hear. 23 years ago, I was enrolled as an undergraduate here at Highlands, finishing a music degree that I had started many years before in California. And I took a class from Jimmy Ledger. I believe it was a theory class. And we had an assignment we were working with how melody and harmony work together. And so the assignment was about that. So I selected a poem that I knew from my teenage years that I had liked a lot. This poem by Robert Frost called Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. And I really liked the imagery of the poem and also the kind of simplicity and deeper meaning of the poem. So I chose that, and I worked up a song, a melody with some guitar chords. And I really liked it, how it turned out. And at that time, I was singing in the choir with Andre. So and then I decided to take that melody and chords and put it together in a choral composition. So that's what you're about to hear.
besides Joe, Cassidy Carr. She just finished also her master's in music, so it's really, I'm so very proud of the work that she's done. And not only did she compose the music, she also wrote the words. So I'm going to have Cassidy come down and talk a little bit about her inspiration. One of the cutest dogs I've ever met.
So I think I'm going to go kind of backwards with the compositions you're going to hear. The first one, he spoke about the master's program that I not so recently did. It was about 5 years ago. But the second composition that you're going to hear of mine today is a composition called Immaculate. And it was actually an assignment like Joe's was in a digital music notation class, which was specifically just about putting music on a page. And it didn't have to be ours, but I was a little stubborn and I really wanted to make something. And at that time, it was right around Christmas time. That was our final exam, so it was right around Christmas time. And so I decided to write kind of a Christmas piece. So you're going to hear kind of Christmas in April. And so that's the part of composition that I have two different parts of my composition style. One is Make It Beautiful, which is this piece. And then the other piece, which funnily enough is titled Tease, is more on a serious note. And that song, I think, really matches what the world is going through today. It's not about the fact that we have peace, but rather that we need it. And I've always written for things that mean something very heavily to me. So if you listen to those words, you'll understand. Thank you.
If you've been here more than 20 years, you probably have met this composer, Linda Rice Beck. She actually, believe it or not, was my neighbor. And I didn't even know it until much later. She was a bit older than I was, so we never went to the same school at the same time. But we actually met in Santa Fe, where she was composing for the women's chorus over there. And then I found out what a brilliant composer she really was. And she actually sang at this choir for a semester. And she actually wrote a piece for this choir, which unfortunately we're not doing today. But we did, through M's insistence, which I think was a great idea, was pull one of the most beautiful pieces ever written. I can tell you, ever written. I'm not saying just recently, I mean ever. This is a stunning, beautiful piece of one of these ones. And it's taken from her Requiem, which we actually performed here also, about 15 years ago, I think it was. Anyway, it's an incredible piece of music, and we want to dedicate this in the memory of Pope Francis. Beautiful. Our next composer is actually my colleague, Dr. Edward Harrington. And let me tell you, honestly, sincerely, he's the best colleague I've ever had. It's been such a joy working with him, and the passion and compassion he has for our students. I just admire him a lot. Thank you so much for being with me through this adventure. Now, this piece, I don't know if you can read your programs. We inserted the kind of a little background on the poet and also the poem in there. If you can, as I'm yakking here, you might look at it. It's really poignant. It's about World War I and all the lost souls that died on our behalf. And it's really a heavy piece. I'm telling you, you might need some Kleenex. And what I find so brilliant is how Edward set the music to the words. You know, composers have done this all the time. It's called word painting, where you actually are inspired so much by the words that you give a musical description of it. Schubert was really good at that. You know, like if it was about water flowing, the piano goes dee 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 dee. So a lot of the words that Edward has set is really determined by the text itself. And I actually do want Edward to come and talk a little bit more about this.
Well, I don't need to say much, but I'll just say because Andre, the best colleague ever, kind of talked about the poet and the poem. I'll talk a little bit about making the music. I had a computer program at the time. This is written for a district choir sort of concert in Ohio. So I was able to just, rather than looking at notes on the staff, look at a piano roll with different colors for the soprano, the alto, the tenor, the bass, and just not worry too much about which chords are being played, but just listening to the tones of the music, and that's all I have to say about it.
He actually wrote this for a women's choir in 2004, and it was premiered at a New Orleans Jazz Festival. So even though it's based on the medieval setting of the Catholic Mass, the Kyrie, all that business, it really has this modern life to it, very jazzy. It's just stunningly beautiful. Another thing about Bob Schultz, I don't know if you know about the King Singers, he was actually a member of that group for a while, and then he became an arranger for them. But now he's just this worldwide famous composer, and I just love his stuff. Now, for our next composer, before I mention his name, I want to introduce a couple guest artists that are going to be actually assisting us. Dominique Garcia on violin, Alex Simpkins on cello, and he's from the United World College, by the way. One of our own graduates who's also actually teaching with us right now, Wade Knight. So this is Brandon Ariola's compositions, and I am just amazed at, I always knew he had something in him that was just remarkable, and now he's really showing us how talented he really is. I don't want to say too much because I have a feeling he's going to tell us some more, but he was inspired by the poetry of our own in-house poet, Hank. So, before we continue, I want both of you guys to come down and talk briefly about these two pieces.
Hello everyone, my name is Brandon. So these two are my first choir pieces that you're about to hear. Initially we intended them to be a trilogy. So the third movement I wrote first, which is Last Pages. We did that one last spring. And the second one is Meeting, which has the strings on it, which we're about to do next. And that's the second movement. And the last one that I just finished is the first movement called You, which will hopefully be performed next fall. So the complete trilogy will be at the next choir concert. I had the privilege of putting music to Hank's amazing poetry. I had no idea what to write about, so that really saved me. The reason I wanted to write something was because I'm not the biggest fan of the traditional choir music that we usually do. Sometimes, but not most of the time. So I decided to try and write something that really spoke to me and was something that I wanted to hear. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has helped me put this together. I couldn't have done it with all the amazing people that we have here at NMHU, fellow musicians, my professors, Hank and Andre. I really appreciate everyone, and thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed these last two pieces, and now here's Hank.
Thank you. First, I want to thank the musicians. I want to thank this wonderful family of choir here. Their patience with me has been superhuman over the years, so I appreciate that. I appreciate Andre's support. It's been a joy working with Brandon and some of these young composers, and it's been just an honor and an unexpected honor for me to have the joy of working with these beautiful composers and putting something to music, and then hearing these lovely people sing it. So again, I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful that you all showed up here. Hope you'll keep showing up and supporting the choir. And this is a trilogy, and part of it's about awakening. The second movement, which we'll sing first, is really about hope. And the third one is, okay, we're at the end here, and what do I expect? And hopefully you expect to be grateful every day that you have. So thank you.
and all that instant rendezvous with love and fear, an introduction to all. I was changed, wounds and all that instant rendezvous with love and fear, an introduction to all. I was changed.
Okay, so this is our last piece, and as you probably all know, this is my last official semester here at Rams after 35 years. And it's a bittersweet feeling right now, I have to tell you. What an experience this has been for me. And there's so many people that have made my life so beautiful that I will eternally be grateful to all of you, especially you people out there. You come and support us. That means everything. That's right, my dad used to be a professor in Highlands, and he had a key to Ilfeld. Back then I was really into piano, so he would let me come here, and I would play the piano and entertain Adele Ilfeld, who lives in this auditorium. If you don't know that story, I'll tell you later. And it's just growing up in this incredible town. You have supported me through my entire life, even when I was this little fat kid. And whatever crazy stuff I did on stage, people came and supported me, and many times told me the truth, which is really important. So I want to thank all of you so much. Now, what I need to do is also thank Em for being my pianist. She has done a tremendous job for me and for the choir. She's just so fun to work with. I actually mean that sincerely. You know her, she can drive you a little crazy, but that's okay. That's all right. That's okay. I also want to thank Kathy Montano, our secretary, who's put that beautiful poster and program together. Actually, everybody in the Ilko crew, Chuck and Justin, all these people over the years. So anyway, I'm hoping to come back to run the choir on a part-time basis. That's still not really quite sure at this point, but that's our plan, so that I can fulfill my promise to Brandon and do all three of the songs. In the meantime, my life is actually moving on to a different direction. I'm going to become the artistic director for a group called the Mexico Performing Arts Society. If you came to our Messiah, and the conductor that was there, I'm taking his place. He wants to retire. So I'll be doing a lot of stuff in Santa Fe. So if you ever want to see what I'm doing, check out online NMPAS. My first debut is in November. It'd be great to have Vegas come. And what I'm hoping to do is I'm kind of bringing some of my choir members to be board members. I'm hoping that we can create a collaboration that we did with Messiah and continue that as long as I'm around. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for 35 great years. Thank you. others, if you want to come and meet some of our candidates at the choir room 12:30 Tuesday and Thursday, we would appreciate your comments. They're mainly pianists with like studio skills and all that stuff. So that's the reason I'm still coming back, so we have at least the choir to maintain. But anyway, if you're interested, please come and thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.